Hi, y'all. I'm back. I'm still here, kicking it, however you want to put it. Um, let's see. So my friend Courtney Marks on here, has tagged me in spread the message, not the mess. And the way I interpret it was basically we all have a past. And especially recovering addicts, we all have a bad past. We've all done shit that we wouldn't do in our normal selves, as our normal selves. Let's put it like that. So, I'm gonna spread a little bit, just a little bit of my story. I'm not gonna give y'all a lot because I'm going November. Right, let's see. I think it's November the 23rd. I will be 7 years clean. So, and I'm going to link Courtney's video down below so y'all can see hers too. My mind's foggy too. I really can't remember dates and stuff. And that's just being an ex-drug addict. But let's see. I started out when I was first given my first Xanax when I was 16. We were going to high school, and my friend was like, "Oh, you want this?" It was a peach Xanax, and I was like, "Yeah, sure, whatever." I was told I got PCOS, which is polycystic ovarian syndrome, and basically, when you look at a woman's ovary, I have basically a pearl necklace of cysts inside of my ovaries, which comes out of my ovaries, and they pop, and I have I have female problems basically. I was told at 16 I would never have children, so I was like, whatever. At that point, life was on. I had started having sex at 14, right there at 15, because it was in December, and I turned, my birthday is January 20th. So I was about to turn 15. Started having sex because that's what my best friend was doing. I thought it was cool. This is not, now, mind y'all are in my freaking, y'all are taking up my nap time because my children are at school. But I decided to make this video because it is spreading a more positive message than drama, or uplifting somebody at least, or try to. Anyways, so at 16 I was told I would never have children. It devastated my mama, and it kind of put me where, fuck it. So she asked me, she said, "Here, you want this?" I was like, "Yeah." Didn't know no better, I didn't know nothing about pills. I was like, yeah, took it. It's been my downfall ever since. Anyways, we'll get on to that. So then I learned how to inhale. So I started smoking weed. And the pills wasn't in it yet, but I was smoking weed, and I started smoking cigarettes at 17 and a half years old. And at 18, my mama let me start smoking them in front of her. But at 17 and a half, she was like, "I'm not having that," And I think by 18, she realized I was addicted, and what could she say? What could she do? She smokes. So, and basically, what had happened is my so-called best friend, her mama and her stepdaddy broke up, and her stepdaddy was basically the one that kept the family together. Her mama would leave us there at the house by ourselves, so we had boys coming in and out, doing whatever we wanted to. She ended up getting pregnant at 15, had her child at 16. She was preemie. I mean, she wasn't even the length of my arm right here, like from my elbow down to my hand. She wasn't even that length. Little tiny thing. Her baby daddy ended up, I don't know if she had anything to do with it. I have a lot of resentment against this bitch. So, I'm not going to paint her in no fucking pretty light, because the bitch was stealing from me before I got in my wreck in 2016 that ultimately scarred, well, you can't see that scar, hold on, that ultimately scarred me for life and messed my hand up permanently. Anyways, we'll get to that too. So, we kind of disconnected. I was still smoking weed. Then her and her ex-husband, I believe now, or husband, I don't know what that deal is. Don't really care, to be honest with you. But her first, or not her first daughter, but her second daughter with her ex-husband or husband, whoever he is now to her, shares my birthday, and my son, which is 10, shares my ex-friend's birthday. It's crazy. Anyways, so, it goes from weed and drinking. I started drinking at like 15 to, weed and drinking, to having at least 5 Xanaxes every Friday night. At least 5. I had to find them $6 because they were only $2 a piece back then. $2. I'd get the $6 and get me 5 Xanaxes, get me a fifth of liquor, and quarter bag of weed. That was my Friday night. My Saturday night now, 2 Xanaxes and quart. Ain't that what that is? I don't know. I don't drink anymore. I can't drink since I got pregnant with my son. Ever since I smelled alcohol back then. Oh God, I can't drink. Anyways, so every weekend, that was my weekend. That was what it was. That was our jam. We got drunk as fuck. We didn't care. Wasn't no caring, wasn't nothing. Okay, so then I have my son at 21. And I had lost so much weight. I was down. I stand 5'9", 5'10". And I had got down to 180 pounds. I looked like I was dying. But I got pregnant. That was my ultimate goal at that point. I was alone. I didn't have nobody but my mom and daddy. All I wanted was a baby. I've always been a baby doll girl. I was always into baby dolls. I always wanted to be a mother. Got pregnant. Had a smooth pregnancy for the most part, except I didn't have no lap room. Like, once I started really showing, like, once it took off, it was like, lap? What lap? You don't have a lap. So, had him. I was clean through that whole pregnancy. Had him. And I was still in that party state, that 16-year-old mind frame. Don't ask me how, why. I mean, that motherly instinct was there. Don't get me wrong. I had already bonded with my son, but I still wanted to party. Well, my mama kind of calmed me down from that. I mean, hell, you got to be calmed down from something when you got a child. So then at 18 months, when he was 18 months, we moved out into our own apartment. And the doctor gave me Xanaxes. I'd eat them like fucking candy, and I still will. I mean, there's something in my brain. I'm bipolar, manic depressant, and have anxiety disorder. And there's something in my brain that tells me you're not feeling it yet. Take more. You're not feeling it yet. Take more. Downfall, right? Okay. So she called DSS on me then, and there wasn't nothing they could do. I had a bottle. Oh well, first offense. Okay. So then I had a molar pregnancy, which is basically what women in menopause has. It's basically there's no baby. It's just water, and your hormone levels are up to probably, mine was up to like 8 months. I was like 8 months pregnant, and I was only 7 weeks. So I had to have a DNC done, and I had to go back every single week to get my blood took until my levels were bottomed back out to 0, which happened in January of 2011. I got pregnant with my daughter, and I was eating Loracets like they were coming out my ass, because I had got a job in between my son being like 2. He was like 2 at the time, but he would pitch a fit so bad he didn't understand where I was going. So I had ultimately quit it, and everybody around me hated me there for some odd reason. I don't know, don't care. But I ultimately had to quit because of him, because it made me feel so bad, because he didn't understand. He didn't understand where Mama was going. So I was eating Loracets like they were coming out my ass, because I was addicted at that point. I got pregnant with my daughter February 15th, 2011. Okay. Still eating them. I didn't know what to do. I admitted it to my doctor. They gave me a piss test, and guess what come out? Guess what come out more than a Loracet? Nicotine. Nicotine came out more than a Loracet. So, ultimately, there was nothing they could say. And I had just took one before I walked into the office. That's the crazy part. God was looking after my child. And, by the time I had her, I was down to 3 a day. And this is public knowledge. Her daddy knows it. My mama knows it. People know it. I was down to 3 a day. I had took one. I was having a C-section. I had a scheduled C-section. And I had took one at 12 o'clock that morning. And I had to be in the operating room at 6 o'clock. And this is where it all comes in. This is where my addiction really hit me hard. They messed up my epidural. And I kept saying something's wrong because I was so big. And what it was is I carried more water around my babies than I should have. They could have literally drowned it with the inside of me. That's how much water I carried around them. And I was told this once. I think I was told once I had my son, but what can I do? That was just my body, but I never had a bad pregnancy. My pregnancies pretty much went out with a hitch. My daughter almost killed me. She laid on my pelvis bone, and I thought it was going to break. I was begging them at 6 months to take her. But, anyways. So, me having my blood work done, got me used to needles. Okay. And I would say, and I met crackheads when I was smoking crack and snorting dope, and that's a whole nother story. I was snorting cocaine. I snorted cocaine for 1.5 years. I smoked crack when my nose got so messed up I couldn't snort no more. That's what I was taught. Oh well. Anyways, and God took that from me. I asked God to take it, and He took it. He took it. I can't get high off of it today. So, that tells y'all something. But if y'all don't believe in God, that's on y'all. That's not on me. I'm not trying to push my religion on y'all. I'm just letting y'all know. So, anyways, so they messed up my epidural. And the new thing was Opanas. If any of y'all remember this. Opanas came out. The crushable ones. I could do a line like this and would puke my guts up for hours on end. Okay, so then they made it where you couldn't crush them no more because people were overdosing so bad. Well, friend talked me into it. Yeah, I got this Roxy. Let's shoot it up. Okay. We're just shooting up Roxy's. Okay, I was doing them in my feet. Or I was letting him shoot them up through my feet. And then my friend come over and she was wanting to know Panna. And I was like, I can't do them. And she was like, but I need the money. You know, she needed more money. And this was my best friend of over 20-something fucking years. So I was like, okay. And it was the highest fucking dose. 40 fucking milligrams. We took it back to his house, or we took it back to my friend's house that shares the birthday with my son, and I shared birthday with her daughter. We took it back to their house, or basically the fucking drug house, because they didn't have their kids. She still don't have her children. She had a stroke, and somehow she come through it with, like, you know, no visible signs of ever having a stroke. Ended up pregnant. And just so happened it was her husband at the time's child. So they fought over that baby for years. A year at least. Or more. Before my wreck happened. And once my wreck happened, I left that stupid bitch alone. Anyways. So I was like, okay, let's try it. I felt that warmness come through my body. I felt the euphoria of, oh my God. And that's just how it felt. I was addicted instantly. Everybody wants to talk about how meth is. I've never tried meth, thank God. Nobody ever snuck it up on me or nothing, no shit like that. But Opana is 10 times worse when you put it in a fucking needle. And so I got addicted to it. And I got so fucking addicted to it that I had got into a rut of I had to do it because I had to stay okay to survive. Like, if I didn't have it, I'd be so sick. It wasn't funny. And Courtney wanted to talk about Suboxones. I take 12s every day. Every day of my life, I take them. I don't understand why NA meeting would turn y'all away for taking Suboxones. And I'm going on 7 years taking them. I mean, I'm completely addicted to them. If I quit taking them, I'm in a shit show. But, anyways. So, that lasted. My daughter, I can't remember, maybe 14, 15 months. My mama called, well, my baby, her daddy come in. These two girls were cooking it up. Had the needles all spread out, you know, whose was whose. The baby was in the living room in her playpen, and he called my mama. She called DSS. Well, he gave me the alternative, because I tried in July to try to get clean. Nobody would help me. I had no other choice but to go back to the streets. I mean, nobody would help me. Nobody. So when she called DSS, they were able to help me. They were able to help me get into a rehab. You know how long I stayed in that rehab? 68 days. And then a girl lied and said, because my son would only come visit me on the weekends because I didn't want to take him out of school because he had been in school since he was 3. He was in a special school. And I didn't want to take him out of school. So I left him with my mama and left her with the food stamps, you know, and his, because he gets a check every month too. I get a check now, but at then I didn't. And my baby daddy packed us up, took us up there. When it was all said and done with, because they were going to take my daughter from me and just leave me in rehab. My mama went to fuck off. She come and got me that day. It was December the 31st. I spent that New Year's Eve night with him, with her daddy. And I've been clean ever since. Like, I was in it so bad, and I struggled so bad with trying to get clean that I was so desperate. And when he threatened to take my children, I mean, there wasn't nothing in my mind. I mean, it wasn't me saying, oh, well, maybe. Hell, I was like, fuck yes, please help me. You know, my mom already knew how bad I felt. I had already come out to her, you know how bad, told her multiple times, I'm a drug addict, Mama, I'm a drug addict, you know, crying. You know, that's your first step is admitting it, and I completely admitted it. I mean, even though everybody already knew, they didn't never see my track mark, and it was down this arm completely. If you see my mess, that's because I don't have a actual place to put my clothes, so they kind of live in baskets. Anyways, and it was up and down, literally like that. This part right here, which I see that was my track mark. I mean, and it went down my whole arm, down to my elbow. Nobody's supposedly seen it. Okay. But everybody's saying that I was losing weight and losing it fast. And so, the best thing she could have done was called DSS. She knew how bad I wanted to get out of that whole situation. She knew how bad I wanted help. And thank God, I was able to take my children, you know, be able to take both of them because it was a 2-year program. But the girl lied. My DSS worker didn't do his job. And ultimately, the case was dropped. Now, we hit 2016. A guy was coming too fat. Me and the girl had just went out to eat. I had just stopped and got the kids some food. Just dropped her off at her house. The guy come around the corner too fast. I didn't see it coming. He hit me head on. I should have died. His daddy, my son's daddy, had just got killed that Father's Day, which was on a Sunday. Him and his uncle, or him and his brother, had got killed. It took 6 bullets to take that 6'5" motherfucker down, but it took 6 bullets. Unfortunately, his son that does have extreme autism was there and seen it all and was able to shoot the guy, so they knew who done it. And he lost his uncle and his daddy at the same time. I don't know exactly how it played out. I really didn't want to bring it up to him when I talked to him, but he knows, you know. Anyways, so that following Friday, all of a sudden that wreck happens. And my mama, because they had me on morphine, obviously. I mean, I broke my my left leg, and completely fucked this whole my right arm up. And I'm right-handed, mind y'all. And I was kind of dabbling back into the streets, and I think that's the reason this all happened the way it did. And I don't blame anybody for it. I blame I blame the doctors in Charlotte because they didn't do anything to my arm. They didn't even check it out. They just bandaged the shit up. Like, they fixed my leg. My leg's perfectly fine, but they didn't do anything to my arm. Where they could have helped my arm. Long story. Anyways, what I'm ultimately saying is a lot of prayer, and just like Courtney said in her video, a support system will get you a long way. And if you are on opiates, you need Suboxone or Subutex. I can't take Subutex. They make me sick. But Suboxone, they're a lifesaver. And the reason I take 12s, they normally give you 8s. The reason I take 12s is because I'm in chronic pain. And my doctor knows it, and he knows. I mean, I had to take a pain pill this past week because I was folding clothes, and I can't fold clothes. That tells you right there how bad, like, my hand is. I mean, I can grab stuff, I can do stuff, you know, like this. But as far as doing that motion of just folding clothes, like, it tears my arm up to the point that my hand is like this. It goes to start doing this. So, I'm going to be sturdy Friday, but no fucking well, you know. It is what it is, but, I don't take them to get high anymore. I don't try to get high anymore. Besides off Xanax, of course, every once in a while I'll smoke me some marijuana. Marijuana ain't never hurt nobody. And I'll tell you anybody that. I'll smoke that every once in a while, you know, just get me a little buzz. But other than that, I'm not trying to get high for nothing. Like, that's not my life anymore. I'm 33 years old. It's just not my life. It's not who I am. It's not a part of me anymore. And I know this is a long video, but I felt like I needed to put in certain parts of where it all started, how it started, when it started, you know, to give y'all understanding, because I hadn't ever told any of my story on YouTube. I did before I deleted all 400 videos I had before. Because when I was trying to be a makeup channel, now I ain't trying to be a makeup channel. I'm just being whatever I am right this minute until I can get a camera. And then I'm going back to my makeup. But anyways, I hope somebody gets some type of inspiration out of this, some type of feeling out of this, something. And for my subscribers, thank you for hearing me out. And if you do like this, give it a thumbs up. Comment below. And I don't know anybody that I could tag besides Courtney. I'm not really in the mental health field or the addiction field, or I don't do that. I report on beauty drama, basically, and stand up for shit I feel like I need to stand up for. That's what my voice is here for. But if you are in need of a support system, I'm always here for anybody. I know how it is. It's hard. It's hard to get clean. Just like it's hard to lose weight. Anyways, I love y'all, and I will see y'all on the next one. Bye. Oh, that hurt. Bye. Look at that nail. I got it. I'm going tomorrow. I'm going tomorrow, y'all. I promise I'm going. Bye.